Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Today we are going to do another guide to a show. This show is actually very soon to close, so by the time the next video comes up, which is the review, it will have actually finished. However, I felt it was important to do one of these guides for this show because of the show it is. So if you want to know my nervous person guide to Next to Normal, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So I had the pleasure of finally getting to see this beautiful, very emotional show last week, and safe to say, if you're watching this and it hasn't turned the 21st of September and you are able to get to London, go and grab a ticket before it closes. However, normally in this video, if you've never been here before, I talk about my experience in the theatre, my experience in my seat, my view, and then usually things like content and sensory warnings, of which this is going to be a big chunk of the video. Let's first do the other bit, which is the experience side, and let's talk about the theatre. So Next to Normal is in the Wyndham's Theatre. I have been there in the past. I haven't been there for quite a while because the shows that they've had on there have not been ones that I have been dying to see. I sat in the stalls. I was in row J, seat 25. That is 3 seats in on the left hand side as you look at the stage. The seat was comfortable, the legroom was pretty decent. The width of the chair wasn't the widest I've ever sat in. Safe to say I was comfy, but the chair wasn't the widest. View was excellent. I missed absolutely nothing of the show. The stalls, I believe, are slightly raked, plus quite a lot of the action ends up at either at the base of the stage or on stage level towards the back, or it is kind of on a slightly higher platform. As always, I will put a view from my seat as I'm chatting through this bit, but safe to say the view was excellent. I did use Seat Plan prior to booking just to check that, and all reviews seem to be hunky-dory, so that is what I went for. As I tend to mention it in every show that I see in these videos, let's quickly mention the toilet situation at the Wyndham's. Like I said, I was sat in the stalls. As I entered the stalls, they had just about opened the house. So previous to that, everyone was basically in the atrium area as you enter, just after you've had your ticket scanned and your bags checked. Now that meant that there was not a lot of room in that area. As you walk into the Wyndham's at ground level, if you will, you are greeted by this small space, which leads to some stairs going up to the upper levels, some stairs down going to the stalls, and the box office on one side and a little kiosk on the front, or just to the side of the stairs. After you go up the first set of stairs, you are greeted by a set of female toilets, and there is also toilets in this stalls level as well. So once I battled my way through the crowds in that atrium area and took myself down to stalls level, I did in fact see that there was a queue for the female toilet. So I was like, you know what, let's be brave, let's wait until the interval. I initially, when I asked the member in front of house, they said I wouldn't go to the ones over there because I still don't to this day know how to get there. They suggested that I took up one set of stairs to the atrium area and use those ones. I was told there's probably not going to be a queue for them yet. There was. There was pretty much a queue at every single female toilet, which is standard in London, or standard at any female toilet, but the way that they were set out was not the best. Space wise, there was perfect amount of space in the toilets, but the queues that we had to partake in to go to the toilet was something to mention. Now on to sensory / content warnings. Sensory wise, for me, it wasn't a massive sensory moment. The only thing I can consider sensory wise for me was the use, or some of the uses of the projections that they put onto the set during some of the numbers. They are like projections of patterns, and in some cases patterns that depict kind of like a, what your brain would think is like brain energy. I don't know how to best describe it, but they kind of projected all over the back screen, and some of them did mess my brain up a little bit, but that is my brain. It's not like an everybody's problem. However, content warning wise is where we need to discuss things. Firstly, I do have to say that there is excellent work used in relation to suggested help for any content warning moments. As you walk through the theatre itself, there is QR codes all over the place in different areas. There is one heading down to the stalls, there's one in the bar, there is even one in the programme right here. Next Normal have worked in partnership with a company called Applause for Thought, who work alongside individuals and companies and theatre people to provide help and support in relation to a multitude of mental health situations and aspects and things to do with the show, and it's great that that is there. If you scan the QR code, you are greeted with a content warning resource, which, if I could just read, it makes more sense for me to explain everything going on and what was a warning in the show. So it says, this production includes strong language. There are depictions of various mental health conditions and disorders referred to in the script as bipolar depression with delusional episodes, anxiety and complicated grief after child bereavement. On stage there is recreational and medicinal drug use, the aftermath of a suicide attempt, visual blood cleanup and electroconvulsive therapy. These themes are not just suggested but will be portrayed at times in the production realistically and or emotively, which some viewers may find disturbing. If you feel that you have been affected by these themes, please refer to the list of resources and information below. This is not an exhaustive list and is not intended to replace support from a GP or therapist. All links include resources all tailored specifically for anyone that is non-binary and or that identifies as LGBTQIA+. And underneath that it gives a little bit of information on bipolar, complicated grief, electroconvulsive therapy, drug use, child bereavement, suicide, and also gives information about who you can contact if needs be, which I think is absolutely excellent and well done to Applause for Thought and also Next to Normal. Me personally, it was very emotional watch, and if I had my time again, I might have tried to persuade a friend to come with me, because going through that, and especially coming out of it, I just felt very emotionally unstable, to the point that I had to ring up a friend afterwards and just chat about things that weren't the show, just so that I could rebalance myself. But there we are, that is pretty much everything I need to say in this video. Like I said, the next one will be my chatty review-esque video where we're just going to discuss how great the show was. So if you want to see that, then you stick around, maybe even subscribe if it takes your fancy, and yeah, come back for that. But other than that, I'm going to leave you alone and say thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Bye everyone.